All right, what's up, you guys? This is UFO Proof, and this is the UAP Roundtable, our panel discussion with the top minds in the UFO field. We have our friend Cubit, our boy Cyrus, and our boy UFO Man. Thank you guys for coming and joining me in this UFO or UAP Roundtable discussion. Now, before we jump into our UAP discussions, what we were discussing before before we went live was the Travis Walton case. Cyrus came with a video clip of supposedly Mike Rogers confessing that it was all a hoax, but then apparently he recanted that right afterwards. But I'm listening to the video, and it seems like it's being taken out of context, and I don't think that they're actually admitting to it being a actual hoax. Like they made a fake UFO and fooled like the other people who are with them. It just sounds so ridiculous to think that they would confuse a fucking lookout tower with a UFO and trick everybody, and then have the cops come up there. And these guys are like looking at getting arrested for murder, and these guys are still sticking by their stories. Like, it just doesn't seem plausible to me, especially with the fact that we know UAPs or UFOs do exist. So, I mean, there's probably a good chance that, abductions have possibly happened. I would think that that's not so far-fetched as to think that all these guys are going to try to hoax their own friends with them and confuse a guard tower with a UFO and a Travis getting picked up by a beam of light. Like, it just sounds so elaborate. It just doesn't make sense. And the conversation itself sounds like it's being taken out of context, and that Mike Rogers may have been discussing a dream or something that he had, like, because you can't hear the whole conversation, you only hear a couple minutes of it. It seems like it's being taken out of context. And these guys who had been supporting this story for how fucking long, and
45 years.
Yeah, and it's like the time to tell the truth was when they were looking at going to fucking jail, not 45 years later, but when they're in the fucking police department. You would think that's when you're going to tell the truth. And these guys stuck by their story. Yeah, I believe it, dude.
Every lie detector test supposedly that Travis Walton took, he passed.
Not the first one. No, he failed the first one.
Yeah, okay, but every single other one, though, he's passed throughout the years.
That's true.
What I'm going to say is this. Where did he disappear for 5 days?
He was hiding in the guard tower. Or lookout tower. It's not really a guard tower. It's one of those Forest Service towers that they use to spot forest fires.
Yeah, but they probably would have been
miles in the other direction.
They would have been using that thing to fucking look for Travis.
Don't you think it wasn't?
No, I posted a link to a web page. Apparently, they searched. Let me see. There's a map of the search area on there. I think if you click on the 5 Days of Hell, where it says 5 Days of Hell on that web page, there's a map and it shows a circle, a 2.5 mile circle, and the tower is outside of that circle.
So they
I'm just saying, they probably would have used that tower when they were searching for him, don't you think?
It wasn't in the search area, though.
Well, for 5 days, I mean, come on, dude. It's like, they had to use the fucking search tower. What up, player with the biggest nuts? What up, Harry Toe? How you guys doing?
So if you could, somewhere on there,
I don't believe it. I think, and that's the thing is like, there's nothing that even indicates that that's actually Mike Rogers. He doesn't sit there and say, I'm here with Mike Rogers. Like,
it's definitely him.
Like it's being taken out of context.
Because he retracted it. He made that statement and then he retracted it. He talked to Travis about it and he retracted it.
But hasn't Mike Rogers
2 weeks later?
Hasn't Mike Rogers always said that he didn't want the attention afterwards?
The last video I seen, he said that he would have liked it to happen to him, And this
Yeah,
Travis,
I don't remember Travis Walton saying that.
Not
you know,
Travis Walton, Mike Rogers.
Oh yeah, Mike Rogers.
yeah.
I don't
Like, I
remember
just
him
watched
saying
this
that. Travis
documentary
Walton
called
definitely.
Travis.
I mean, Travis Walton does UFO conventions every fucking year.
Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Plus,
all
he
up in
probably
it.
sold
Dude.
the movie rights.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did a long time ago. You know.
Right.
Well, I mean, it happened in 1975, but they didn't make a movie about it until like 1992 or something. You
Yeah,
know.
the movie's good. It's a good movie.
Yeah, Fire in the Sky was good. You know. However, I think and I agree with Travis that they should have done it where it was more like what happened.
Right. Less
'cause they-
entertainment value. Yeah.
Yeah, they made it more of like a horror
the
movie.
story.
You know, I would have liked to seen the humanoid fucking people coming in, putting the mask on him and shit, and then inside the hangar with the other UFOs, and you know him actually getting up and fighting the aliens off of him and shit, and, like picking up a fucking piece of something coming at him. Like that would have been great to see all that shit. You know?
Yeah, the truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So supposedly Mike did an interview with this producer. What's the guy's name? Ryan Gordon on April the 30th. And said that they made it up. And then on July 15th, he issued the following statement on his Facebook page. I am hereby retracting my accusation of Ryan Gordon's manipulation of that call on April the 30th. Although digital manipulation of anything... he writes, oh God. Although digital manipulation of anything digital is certainly possible. Not the best grammar.
But he still retracted that statement.
He has retracted his statement.
So yeah, like I said, it sounds like in that video, like what they're taking it out of context and that's just the way it sounds because you can't really get the whole story of everything. It's like jumps like right in the middle of them talking, and so you have no context to it, and so and that's what I'm saying. It's like the guy just edited it that way to make it sound like there was a fucking hoax, but since you have no context, they could have been.
He words it so poorly; it's hard to figure out if he's saying that's what happened. I can't.
That's what it sounds like to me, just with his fucking Facebook post that you just read. That's exactly what it sounds like. Is that he's saying that the guy took it out of context and fucking edited it, to make it sound like that. I will say this:
I've been skeptical of that story for a while, and I thought it was possible that Mike and Travis fooled the rest of the guys on the crew. I just wasn't sure how they did it. How do you set up a big UFO in the fucking woods?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't figure out how they fucking did it. Maybe they did, but I couldn't figure it out. But so to me, the tower story kind of makes sense, especially if they put like shit on it, like some Christmas. Really? I don't know, some Christmas lights or some shit.
Really?
I mean, I don't know what you can get in 1975. Put some tinfoil and some Christmas lights on it.
But it
did have a spotlight on it. It did have a spotlight. So they could have used the spotlight to do the blue beam.
They could have. So you're saying they had somebody up in there in the tower turning on the light and beaming them.
According to the story that's on this webpage, there were 3 people in on it.
Yeah, see, and Mike even came out on his Facebook page and said that he's recanting that and that they were taking it out of context,
The speculation I read is that there was some kind of money disagreement between Mike and Travis, and Travis has offered to pay him some money, so he's retracted the story, supposedly.
Oh, brother. I
have nothing to do with any of this. This is just what I'm reading off of Twitter and from Bob Schaefer. And I think it's mostly Bob Schaefer. I don't think Mike West is in on this one. These guys are famous skeptics.
Oh, yeah. Them Philip Glass and shit like that. And fucking...
Not Philip Glass.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he's a famous skeptic, though. He offered what's-his-face fucking $10,000 to admit it was a fucking lie.
Philip Glass is a composer. You're thinking of, who's the...
No, I'm thinking of Philip Glass.
Well, can we get Jax's opinion, seeing as Jax has just jumped in?
What up, Jax?
What's up? Opinion on what?
Philip Glass.
Philip Glass. That's what I said, motherfucker. Philip Glass.
I said Philip Glass. Philip Glass is a composer.
Bring the fucking shit out of
Philip
here.
Glass. Philip Glass is a skeptic, but I will say this: Philip Glass is like, I'm a skeptic, but I love the lore, and I think the people are interesting. Philip Glass is kind of like I'm on the nice guy side of skepticism, and I want to believe Philip Glass is like on the other side. He's like the asshole side.
He's an asshole.
He's like the asshole side of skepticism.
You know? Nah, he's a total asshole over it, dude. Fuck all that.
Well, he's dead anyway.
Jax, what do you think about the whole Travis Walton case? The fact that the guy had come out the other week and it seemed that he was saying that it was fake, but since then he's retracted what he said. What do you think about the Travis Walton case? Was it fake? Was it real? Put your life on the line. Get off that fence, Jax.
Yeah, pick one.
Yeah, pick one.
Well, initially, I would have said, without a doubt, 100%, because everyone passed their polygraph test, with the exception of that one guy who had the criminal record, but then he went on and passed it afterwards. I would have said that it was 10,000% real, that it happened, but now I'm not so sure.
Right.
And what makes you not so sure?
Just because of the way things are, I want to hear more about what if it was faked. How I want to hear a little bit more about that before I make a final
how
decision.
did they do it?
I threw a link to the webpage that has details on how it was done.
Oh, and going back to the lie detector tests, between the group of them, they were supposed to have taken 13 lie detectors at the time. 12 of them came back that they were telling the truth. One came back as I think the lie detector guy put something that he thought there was some sort of deception involved. Now, when Travis failed his lie detector test, that was years and years later when he was on stage, wasn't it, Cyrus?
Yeah.
He was
on a TV show.
Yeah,
correct. I'll find it.
Big lights.
The first lie detector test he took, Travis failed. But I'm trying to find it. They said it. I think they said, well, he was too freaked. He's still too freaked out.
Well, I don't know. I just know that, it seems legit to me. They all, they all agreed on it for years and years. I mean, if you're going to pull a hoax like that, and then you have the cops come in and you're looking at getting arrested for murder, I mean, it just doesn't make fucking sense that, and that the guys were just trying to trick the other guys, and then they went back and searched for them and shit. Like fucking really, dude. Like, just all that concept just doesn't make fucking sense. And then that video of Mike supposedly admitted to it, he's actually recanting that anyway. So that's just, he's saying that it's been manipulated, or the guy's manipulating the fucking video, and it sounds like he is. It sounds like it's being taken out of context. So, I still agree with it.
That could quite possibly be. I mean,
we need to get Mike on and ask him.
Right. Tim, what do you think?
I still believe it's legit. There's too much. There's no way that all those guys in the woods could be fooled by a guard tower, even with Christmas lights or a spotlight.
Yeah, right. I mean, that just sounds fucking retarded. You saying that?
Yeah, there's common sense behind that.
Here we go.
No way.
Hold on. Maybe I got an even better link.
Hang on a second, Cyrus. Let Tim finish what he was saying.
I was just saying there's no way that they could fool 4 other guys or 3 other guys with spotlight and Christmas lights and even tin foil or something up there on the stupid car. I mean, you would be able to tell. You really would. Even with fog in the air. And I don't think there was fog that night. They said it was clear except for the what they saw the fire on. Cyrus, you're muted.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know because I mean I've told this story before. I had someone think my drone with purple LED lights on it was a flying saucer that was 15,000 feet up in the air, like 10 miles away, and it was 150 feet up in the air.
Venus and Jupiter are UFOs as well, so.
Well, yeah. So people misjudge.
And that's
things
something you
at night.
see every fucking night.
Yeah.
But Q, what are your thoughts on Travis Walton? What do you think?
I want it to be real.
Yeah.
Is it fake? Fuck knows. I really don't know. I'd like to think it was real, but it's a hard one, isn't it? It's a good story.
It is a good story.
The fact that so many of the lie detectors went the right way, that's interesting. But then again, lie detectors back in them days, were they as good as they are now?
They're not good now either.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to shit out of. I'm going to shit out of this one and just say, I want to believe.
I found the story about the lie detector test. So it says after being returned by the UFO conveniently close to a phone booth, rather than back in Turkey Springs where he was allegedly taken from, Travis ended up a couple days later in a hotel paid for by the National Enquirer. The Enquirer had $100,000 to give away, and they wanted to be sure the winner was credible. So they called in John J. McCarthy, an experienced polygraph examiner in Arizona, to give Travis a lie detector test. He failed it. McCarthy was sworn to secrecy about not only the results of this test, but the very existence of it.
Oh, bullshit, dude. And they're like, let's just give him the money.
I've heard this story before.
But let's just give him the money. Let's just say it's real. Fucking, come on, dude.
Hold on. Within months, the existence of this failed test was exposed. And in 1982, McCarthy was featured on PBS Nova in an episode called The Case of the UFOs, where he talks about Travis failing the test, how the National Enquirer swore him to secrecy, and Travis's state of mind at the time, given he later claimed he was too upset to take the test.
Why would they swear him to secrecy when they're paying to have him come and look at the fucking test? And they're like,
that's easy.
Oh, come on, dude. Why not just give him the money then and just say
sell newspapers, dude?
So we're gonna pay for this
there's
guy.
There's a National Enquirer with that story on the front cover in every checkout line in the country.
Wait, no. So they have him look at the test, but then swear him to secrecy on the results. So why have him look at the test in the first place? That doesn't make sense.
They want to sell papers.
That doesn't make sense.
To me, it
makes no sense. They would just not.
Show me the money, baby.
They would just give them the money.
Well, I guarantee the National Enquirer made a shitload more than $100,000 selling newspapers on that.
Did they give him the money?
Sense. They just wouldn't have done it.
Did.
Why would they have done that? Oh, do the lie detector test, and then here's your results. Let's swear him to secrecy. What? Wait, why did we have him do it then?
Well, they gave him another one, and that one he passed.
It doesn't make sense.
It does to me.
How?
When Travis, when Travis tells his story, he doesn't talk about
not the money that the National Enquirer gave to Travis. The money that the profits that the National Enquirer made off of selling 5 billion copies of their newspaper in every newspaper checkout line in the United States.
And up till now.
So have them swear. So give them So we're going to pay for someone to come and look at the test and then get the results and swear them to secrecy, just so we can give them the money.
And
because if they knew they were lying, why would they want to give them the money?
So they can put it in the newspaper and sell it.
I mean, either which way they would have sold papers on it, dude.
Right.
Well, if they spent all that money to fly that guy out to, where the fuck was this?
Fucking Snowflake, Arizona.
Fly the guy out to Arizona, and I mean that wasn't cheap. And their reporters and a photographer and everybody
flying out there and then get the results and now lie about it.
And it's all fake, and they just blew $10,000 or whatever the hell it cost them to pay all those people to go out there. Fuck! Let's swear the guy to secrecy. We'll get another polygrapher in here and see if he fails that one. And if he
why would the other one matter?
They're
keeping it a secret anyway. Like, really? Like, that doesn't make any sense, dude. You know?
It doesn't mean sell the newspapers.
Why?
It's the National fucking Enquirer.
Why the fuck did they go through all that? That doesn't make sense. They just wouldn't have fucking had him out there. They would have just said, "Oh, he passed," or "He didn't pass." You know, why pay a guy to go out there and do all that just to have him lie about the results?
No, they paid another guy to go out there and ask him about it. It's what they did.
Why? If they're just making up any results they want to.
Newspapers.
But I'm saying they're just saying whatever they want to anyway. They're not taking the results. So why does it matter if they buy somebody or not? We are talking
about a tabloid.
You know, exactly. A tabloid. But your resources don't seem to make sense, dude.
This is the National Enquirer.
But like, where are you getting this information from?
I put a link to it, but I've heard this story from other sources, so this isn't the only one.
I mean, this is like off some dude's blog.
Definitely, I've heard it from Bob Schaefer and the $3 kit website that I just put up. He covers it, and PBS Nova covered it in 1982, and I actually kind of remember that episode, even though I was like 11 years old.
I want to say what's up to Mark Recess. I'm sure I'm fucking that up. Zach Diecast Mansour. Am I saying that right? I'm sure I'm fucking that up. Autumn Wolf, how you guys doing? Motherfuckers from Oklahoma. How you guys doing? Just some people popped up in the chat. I always like to try to say what's up to them. Anyway, yeah, well, you know, I mean, your sources, your information doesn't seem too fucking credible. It seems like they're just making up fucking stories with no evidence to actually back it up, just making that claim that.
Or is that what the National Enquirer did?
Like, yeah, I'm saying, like, what evidence are you having that National Enquirer actually did this? That they paid a guy to come out there? Who's saying this?
The guy they paid to come out there.
Yeah, he's saying that they paid him to come, and this is where you're reading.
There were witnesses that saw it too. And like, his brother threatened to fucking kill him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
His brother threatened to fucking kill the polygraph guy.
Oh my God, dude. Like, this just sounds so fucking made up, dude.
Okay, but whoa.
But it does.
Which one's made up?
This
kid and his buddies.
This guy
that are a bunch of rednecks out in Arizona that cut down trees.
Make up a story about National Enquirer paid a guy to come out there and lie about a lie detector test that they were paying him to fucking take for some reason.
They didn't pay anybody to lie. They didn't pay anybody to lie.
Well, they're yeah, they are, because they're saying, hey, he says that he failed, but we don't want to say that, so just say that he passed.
They want to sell papers.
So why even have that guy out there? Why not just say he passed the polygraph? You know,
they get another one.
I see what you're both saying.
What's the point of bringing in a second one when you can make the first one lie and say he passed?
Right.
Well, the first one's not going to lie because then he's going to damage his own integrity. So they get another guy.
Do you see what you've started, Cyrus?
Yeah, but that's why these streams are great.
I mean, personally, I can see both sides, but the thing is that I see what Cyrus is saying too. Is that okay? Even if they paid the guy, whether if he told the truth or lied or not, and they whoever covered it up, okay, you're gonna sell more of those papers than what you just out paying somebody.
Right, and you probably already spent about who knows how many thousands of dollars because you got maybe 2 reporters, a photographer, a polygrapher. You probably flew 5 or 6 people out to Arizona.
And so let's have them all. Let's have them lie about the results. You know,
who lied?
Why have them lie about the results?
I mean, in that story, okay, Travis and Mike are lying.
Well, the polygraph, the guy who fucking took the polygraph test and said that he lied, it said that fucking Travis failed and then lied to everybody. That's what you're saying. You're saying that
No,
Travis failed the polygraph test.
guy says Travis failed. So National Enquirer slides him some money, says, okay, you're going to sign this contract that you're never going to tell anybody that he failed, and we're going to fly you back to New York or wherever the hell it is he came from, and have a nice day. Thanks for your time.
Yeah,
and then they bring another guy.
We wasted all that money for no reason.
Well, yeah, they don't want to waste money. They want to make it. They're a business.
Then they didn't even have to send him out there. They could have just said, he passed the test.
They sent another guy out, and he did pass that test. That's what they did. They sent
did he
two
pass
guys.
or fail?
They sent two guys.
Oh.
The first one he failed. The second one he passed. The first one they said, here's a little bit of money and a contract. Bye. Go back home. And then they sent the second guy, and he passed that test.
Okay, so he did pass the lie detector test, but he's lying. But he's passed the second one.
He passed the second one.
Well, actually, he passed the ones with the cops as well.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I'd have to look it up.
Well, the cops, that one where cops brought them in, they all passed that one.
But I'll throw it. Robert Hansen, who was a Russian spy inside the FBI, passed every lie detector test he ever fucking took. And that guy had a fucking lifestyle poly.
Okay.
That's the highest level of polygraph you can get in the federal government. He passed them fucking all. He's lying.
Was he in the truck?
No.
Then why the fuck does he matter?
It's absolutely possible to fake a polygraph. It absolutely is.
All six of them fucking passed it. If
the hoax story is true, not all six of them are lying. Only Travis and Mike are. Only two of them. The other four are telling the truth.
But that's the thing.
They know.
That's the thing that they trick the guys that they're working with.
Yep.
Into believing that this was a UFO abduction. And then, really, that doesn't make any sense.
I think it's possible. I would say in the spirit of Mythbusters, I will say plausible.
Like I said before, it's amazing what you can do with paper mache.
Can you turn a Forest Service tower into a UFO?
Hell yeah.
No. I mean,
yes,
you really gotta be
Christmas tree lights and a shitload of
really gotta be a fucking idiot to confuse a fucking a watchtower with a UFO. And
I mean, maybe from where they were, all they could see was a light through the trees. They probably, if it was dark at night, they couldn't see the legs of the freaking tower.
They all described the UFO, and making the fucking humming noise and all that shit. Like, what the fuck?
I know there was a humming noise in the movie.
No, they all described that there was a fucking noise. Like everything started vibrating and freaking them out. That's why Travis got down. That's why they're all screaming, "Get back!" They thought it was going to blow
movie.
up.
Was that in the? I know it's in the movie.
It's in in his documentary when he's just describing what happened. All of them are in the documentary. They all describe the same thing.
Oh, Alex is in there.
Yep.
Hey, what up, Cooper? What up, Alex?
Cool.
Yeah, Alex, you're supposed to be on here with us, you motherfucker.
He's on his way somewhere.
Yeah,
Mexico.
He's in transit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I believe it. I mean, the evidence to me suggests that they're all telling the truth, and but let's move on from Travis Walton, and let's move on to some other UAP topics. Oh, that's cool. I can pop people's comments right up on screen. That's cool. Michael Franks is saying, I believe it's a true story. I think that Mike wants attention. That's true too. He very well could. But I believe it's a true story as well. And maybe he just does want fucking attention, you know. But like I said, that video that Cyrus gave me to look at, really, it sounds like they're taking it out of context. And then his Facebook post really reiterates that it's just, you know, being taken out of context.
I'll post the link to it.
Yeah, post the link so other people can take a look at it.
There you go.
The big gay fist pump from Alex for you there, Cyrus.
No, Renee's saying fire up, Kyle. Listen, I gotta tell you guys something. I ate a fucking edible last night and I'm still high from the motherfucker. Like, I was so fucked up. Like, I went to bed fucked up. I woke up. I talked to these assholes like early this morning. I was fucked up as hell still, dude. Like, it fucked me all up. I'm afraid I there's no way I could fucking smoke right now, dude. It would fucking kill. It would knock my ass out, man. I ate some fucking cupcake fucking thing, dude.
I told you, send the rest over to me.
Yeah, right, dude.
Have another one.
You'll pass out, and then we'll see a grade looking in the window like that Stan Romanek video, right?
Right.
Oh, I know, dude. Oh, I can't stand that guy, dude.
Jack,
Well,
don't tell him
actually,
to
I
have
think he's
another
in
one.
prison now.
Yeah, for like
Child porn.
yeah, like child porn, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not a great looking in the window. It's Q on his knees peering through the window.
You know, yeah, I never believed that guy fucking, you know, the thing is that he makes it all about him. And so he's too much on his own. Like, he's got the recorded phone calls that like Starseed, you are the chosen one. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, calling himself Starseed, and like, give me a fucking break.
Him and who's the guy in Switzerland? The one with one arm.
Oh, Billy Meyer. Yeah, right, dude.
It's like, dude, you got a nice UFO flying around your HO scale train set.
No, he was like literally making fucking models from trash can lids. You know, like it was fucking, yeah, dude. No, it was fucked up.
He's got a really good PR guy though, because if you like fuck with him online, like his PR people will show up and yell at you.
Oh yeah, they all go
Billy
fucking
Meyer's
crazy.
real. Okay, but why does that look exactly like the tree that's in the fucking
right
hobby shop down the road over here?
Dude, he straight up has photographs of when he went back in time and took pictures of dinosaurs.
And they found the actual book that he took the picture.
I know, dude. Like, there's a book that he took the pictures from, dude.
Like Billy's Golden Book of Dinosaurs.
It's like, come on, dude. You know, go back in the fucking 70s. You could, if you went and got a book from another country, people in your country might not have ever heard of it or seen it. They didn't have the internet, you know? And so, yeah, you could do shit like that and get away with it. But nowadays, no way.
Well, do you remember that UFO photo that was a fucking thermostat from out of a car?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Was that George Adamski?
Possibly, I can't
No,
remember.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't George Adamski. It was, I don't know who it was. I know I fucking debunked the motherfucker, though.
I've seen it.
George Adamski actually had a pretty big influence on pop culture.
He started the whole contactee movement, you know?
What do we think about the Borg cube coming out of the clouds that went around on that that went around on that big UFO channel a while ago?
Man, that had to be real. No.
Yeah, right.
Suck your team.
Oh, what about the heart bracelet?
Oh,
yeah,
right.
that
That's
was
another one, dude. You know, Al Jacosa's in there saying balloons, right? Fuck, that's the worst ones, dude.
Autumn Wolf is asking about Whitley Strieber. I kind of think he's legit.
Well, you've got an interview coming up with him.
Yeah, I do.
I want to see that.
One, actually. Second
Oh, wow.
one is going to be on August 21st.
Oh, good. That would be fucking cool, dude.
8
And
o'clock. Yeah.
Alex is in there saying Whitley's book was scary to me as a kid, and the movie was kind of artsy. And the movie with Christopher Walken and shit, those aliens look fucking weird in it, though.
Whitley Strieber said the movie was nothing like the truth.
Yeah, the book is Communion is way. It's the book Communion is a really intense book, man. It's really good.
That's the scariest book I ever read in my fucking life.
It fucks with me because he is an author, and so he was a writer before.
I read his books before he came out with it.
Yeah, I never read any of his other books actually.
I did.
I knew he was a writer, so it seemed kind of weird that he's telling a story about what actually happened to him, and that I'm like, well, is he making it up because he is a writer? So is he just trying to make a cool story, or?
No, that movie's fucking terrible. It's just a bad movie. There are a couple of scenes in it that are scary as fuck, but
I know one of
the
them.
rest of the movie's
where
terrible.
that silver rod hits his head. That's one.
Or when the gray
peeks around the corner.
Peeks around the corner.
That's kind of like Stan Romanek or whatever the fuck, dude. Do you see that video where the fucking little gray's in the house and it fucking peeks around the corner?
He totally stole it off that movie.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh. Maybe I should reveal this.
Area 51 movie was terrible. That was a good movie, dude. Well, there's a couple different Area 51 movies. One of them really sucks and one of them's really good.
So I'm working on a podcast. It is UFO related. It is also about I'm not going to reveal it yet because I haven't finished it, but it's a podcast about a sci-fi show that was on in the 1970s that deals with UFOs. Now, in the course of creating that podcast, we covered a somewhat famous UFO story, and we discovered that story appears verbatim almost in an episode of this TV show 1 year before the guy said it actually happened.
Project Blue Book, the original series.
Project UFO. Jack Webb, Project UFO. Have you heard of do you remember the case with the sheriff's deputy in Minnesota?
Where the fucking ball of light hit the car?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was a plausible story. But in the pilot episode of Project UFO, the exact same fucking thing happens. Except it's not a sheriff's deputy. It's like a country guy in a pickup truck. But it's the exact same thing. Even the antenna on the guy's truck is bent, just like the police car was.
Yeah, but The Simpsons have friggin' predicted things. If you want to look at it that way, The Simpsons has predicted tons of things. So why not?
I mean, if you can watch it here on YouTube. Go watch the Washington D.C. incident, which is the pilot episode of Project UFO, and one of the sightings. It's like the exact same thing as the sheriff's deputy in Minnesota that said a ball of light hit his cruiser.
Wait, so do you think the cop made the story up and copied
I don't know. I have no evidence that the guy made it up, but I'm telling you, when you watch that, and this is back in the 1970s, so it's not like they've got 500 channels. They probably have 5. And that was the ratings for that show. The first season of it were very high. So it's entirely likely that he saw it.
And that he just made that. He also had to go to the doctors because he had like burns to his eyes that were like looking at like a fucking arc welder.
Shit. I mean, that part of it, okay, maybe. But I'm not saying that he lied. I don't know. But damn, I wish we could share it. If I could show it. Maybe you can share it, Kyle.
There's a video on YouTube right now. I don't have it, but it's on YouTube. If you look under UFOs in the news, You can find it real quick. It's Minnesota's most notorious UFO sighting in the last 4 decades. I think that's the title.
Okay.
And it talks about exactly what you're talking about.
Well, he was on That's Incredible. The sheriff's deputy was. That's on YouTube because I did it in research for my podcast. That's on YouTube. And there's another TV show that he was on, and I don't remember it off the top of my head, and that's on YouTube as well.
Yeah, that Area 51 Agile Coaster's talking about. I think that's where the teenagers rob the key card or something from.
That's a good one, dude. I like that one.
Area oh, come on, Kyle.
I thought that was a good one, dude. There's another one that really sucks. I thought that was a good movie, dude. I thought they did a good job with it.
I have not seen that one.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's actually pretty good, dude.
No, don't bother.
Yeah, even the UFOs in S4 and shit, like it's cool, dude. You know, they have like a lot of like hidden shit in there, dude.
Watch Gremlins instead. That's a really good movie.
I like Gremlins. What are you talking about? That was a great movie.
I know. I'm saying it was a great movie. Brilliant movie.
You know,
I posted a link to that episode of Project UFO. I mean, you could just watch the. You don't even have to listen to the audio. You could just watch the video of it and tell me that's not the same freaking thing. Except in the TV show, there's a thunderstorm going on, and I don't think that the sheriff's deputy said there was a thunderstorm. But if you go look at where that you can go look at where that happened in like Google Street View, and even today it's like the middle of nowhere. There's no houses, there's no nothing around there.
Yeah, it's a country road with a crack running down the middle of it.
Yeah, that's literally all it is. There's no house, there's nothing but fields.
Well, where do we all stand on
sorry, that was my fault.
Where do we all stand on Bentwaters, Woodridge over there in England?
We're getting into the podcast that Q and I have been listening to.
Yeah, no, I believe it. And there's a bunch of different shit that goes on with that. Have you guys heard about like the was it Cable Green? You guys heard about this? Yeah, so that's like another one with the Bentwaters shit where God, there's like a whole another weird fucking story that went down with that shit, dude. Like I never even knew before, man. It was fucking cool though, dude.
Hey Kyle, I got that clip about Minnesota's UFO sighting if you want to see it.
Yeah, where is it at?
Hold on a second. Let's see if I can share it. I'll bring it up, and then you got to bring it on screen. Oh, it won't do it. Hold on. I'll give you the file link, and you can take a look at it.
All right, yeah, just pass it. I'll take a look at it.
This is exactly the one.
The question was, what were our thoughts on the Bentwaters, Rendlesham Forest UFO incident? I think it's legitimate. I think those guys are telling the truth. What do you guys think?
I don't think all of them are telling the truth. Because you notice over time their stories change. And I think what's going on is they're making money off of UFO conventions, and you can't show up every year and tell the same freaking story over and over again.
Sure you can.
Like, yeah, but then you're not going to make any money. They're not going to invite you back because you don't have any new info.
Travis does it all the time. Travis Walton does it all the time.
Well, okay, we're not talking about Travis Walton. We're talking about the Bentwaters guys.
Bob Lazar tells the same story all the time, you know.
Bob Lazar tells, and Travis Walton tells the same story all the time, but the guys from Bentwaters don't. Like, what's with the? I wrote down a bunch of binary code.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that it's in ASCII. Now, I'm an IT guy. I know what that is. ASCII is the American Standard Code for Information Exchange. Why
Like,
would aliens use the American Standard Code for information exchange to send a message in binary?
but the thing was, he said originally that he'd walked up to the craft, and the other soldier, who always said that they saw the light moving round, and I don't dispute that, and the other soldier said that that soldier ended up frozen and was just
Yeah.
as though he was standing there fast asleep almost, just staring into the woods towards the light. And he walked over and he touched the object and he got this flash of things in his mind.
Yeah,
Um,
he's saying everybody else
and
was frozen, was put in the suspended animation, except for me. And I saw everything.
but at
Oh,
the
and he
time,
loves shit too.
he got debriefed and everything, and he'd written shit down in his little notepad.
Right.
And everything got looked into. He was debriefed, blah blah. And then, what was it? 10 years later, he was on a frigging show being asked about it, and he said, "Oh yeah," and I walked up to the ship, and it had these hieroglyph-looking things, and when I touched the ship, I got this flash of numbers into my brain. In fact, I think I may have written them down. Turns to the back of his book, and guess what? He's written all the zeros and ones down in his book. Now, if you showed me a page of 0 1s, the first thing I would think is that looks like binary.
Yeah.
And when they worked back the binary, it was a message from the aliens saying that they hadn't come from the future, they'd come from the past or something or other.
No, I heard that they came from the year 8500.
Yeah, whatever it fucking was.
You know.
I guess that would make more sense as to why they would use ASCII.
But
It's like us
seriously,
going back in time and speaking in Egyptian hieroglyphics.
but seriously, he got debriefed and everything. And nobody happened to see all these pages of numbers in the backs of his book.
Yeah.
And he only happened to remember it and go, "Oh, I wonder
Yeah, like
if I
20
wrote
years
them
later.
down." And turns to the back of the book and he's got pages of zeros and ones written. Oh, fuck off. What a pile of shite.
You know, I believe the Rendlesham Forest incident, man. There's just a bunch of witnesses to it. It happened over a couple of days, so it wasn't just the one sighting.
It was
With
3 days. I thought it was
yeah.
2, but it's actually 3.
Yeah, like 3 days over, like a whole weekend or whatever. So a couple different groups of people had sightings or encounters with UFOs and shit like that. So, yeah, I mean, I think that at least at least some of it's probably legitimate that they saw something out there.
I think some people saw something. I don't know that it was alien
When they were
spacecraft.
talking about the fucking
Something
like
happened.
when they're like the UFO shot a beam of light down at them, the guy's sitting there recording it and saying that this shit's happening. Like I believe that.
Yeah, that was the colonel.
Yeah, the colonel. Sitting there saying that like he's recording it as it's happening. I believe that.
Yeah, there's a lot of it that I think is really good, but a lot of it has changed from the original story, and that's the bullshit that we need to weed out. I mean, the colonel who was doing his
Holt.
recording,
Colonel Holt, I think.
Colonel Holt, yeah. He said a lot of stuff, plus we have his original recording. Somebody's got feedback coming through on the mic.
Yeah, I don't.
But yet the story has just been exaggerated by certain people. But I do believe something happened. I'm not quite sure what. But it's definitely been exaggerated by the guy who went over and got the zeros and ones blasted.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Q. I don't believe a bit of the binary message thing.
His is probably like the coolest story too.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Actually, I when we get to episode 3 of my podcast, which I haven't recorded yet, we're going to have to cover Socorro. And what was that, like 63, 64? Lonnie Zamora. That one is, okay, I'm a skeptic. That one is so freaking weird. I kind of don't know about that one.
That's another one. That seems legitimate.
That's a tough one to debunk.
I mean, really, yeah. You know,
the story that kind of the skeptical explanation of it is that it was a hoax put on by the students from the mining school, the college, the New Mexico School of Mines that's in town.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But like, if you research on it, and I did, it's a letter that the president of that university sent to a UFO researcher, or well, actually a skeptic. They said, "Oh no, it was our students," but like, it's hearsay. It's like, okay, which students? Who? How did they do it?
It's all,
we don't know any of this. And it's been what? Almost 60 years ago? No one ever came forward and said, yeah, we did it. It was a prank. Lonnie Zamora has passed away. What's the point of keeping it a secret?
You know?
So that's one where I'm a little bit on the debunk. I'm not saying it's impossible, but your evidence for it isn't very good.
What, for it being a hoax?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, they got.
I don't think it's impossible, but it seems difficult. How do you get something that flies away and makes so much noise it scares the shit out of some poor cop?
You know, some fucking cop, yeah.
The story is they didn't like him because he pulled them over all the time for speeding.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But that's, they do a story based on that in the 3rd episode of Project UFO. So when we get to that in the podcast, we're going to wind up covering it. But I need to record more episodes before I release my podcast. We have 1 episode in the can.
And to answer Paul in the chat, yeah, Paul, I think it was Peniston.
Yeah.
He was the one who walked up to it, touched it, saw the hieroglyphs, got the zeros and ones in his mind. Originally he got debriefed, but when you hear him talking about it now, he didn't just get debriefed, he actually got drugged up, and they used all sorts of truth serums on him and all sorts, and they were literally men in black or some CIA people.
Yeah, I think that was like the other guy who was saying that shit, dude.
A trip to Edgewood.
You know?
Oh no, about Trip to Edgewood, that was a brilliant documentary, that was a different thing.
What are you talking about?
Oh, there was a documentary out years ago on British television. It's called A Bad Trip to Edgewood. It's a fantastic documentary, and it was talking about Edgewood military base. And people had the opportunity to either go to war or to go there and test things like gas masks. But in actual fact, when they got there, they were being given things like BZ, LSD, huge doses of this shit. It also goes into how different things were tested on the American people to see how different diseases would spread through the subway and stuff.
Oh, they did that with they did that off the coast of California too. They had a ship go back and forth off the coast of San Francisco. This is like in the 50s or 60s, and they had a mist that they were spraying off the ship, and there was bacteria infused into the mist. And they wanted to see it would cause a mild illness. I forget exactly what, like it would give you diarrhea or something. They wanted to see how many people in San Francisco would get sick from it, and a lot did. Like nobody died, but people got sick. Yeah, it's true.
That is so fucked up.
It was a test to see how effective a germ warfare attack would be on the United States.
No shit, dude.
So basically, they gave people the runs.
Yeah,
shit, I was gonna talk about something. Now I fucking forgot what it was.
Yeah, I had seen some videos on Third Phase of Moon's channel that were some of them were really cool, and some of them were easily explainable, and I wanted to fucking share it on this, but I don't know how. But I think I want to try to do a maybe we could do it tomorrow and have everyone check out the video. And it was really interesting. A couple of the clips were really cool, and then some of them were it's obvious, like what the things are, you know. But I don't know how to do it on here, like through this, so maybe we'll have to do it like, you know, just do it offline or not live or something, you know. Yeah, because yeah, it was fucking, I don't know if you guys had seen it. Yeah, it was some of them were really cool, and then some of them were just god awful, you know. And then I keep running across videos of UFOs like leaking stuff, dude. And I thought that was fucking interesting because of the one missile fucking UFO videos that I posted. I've seen like fucking 3 or 4 different videos of UFOs leaking shit now, and I
might have seen one of them. Somebody posted something on the UFO subreddit on Reddit, and it was like a glowing light that goes over, and then stuff starts dripping out of it. And I'm like, that's a fire balloon, I think.
Well, that's the thing. They don't fucking, you know, like Chinese lanterns, they don't drip shit, dude, or they would just be starting fires everywhere they went. You know,
they do start fires.
They don't fucking sit there and drip shit. I've personally lit them off before. They
actually, I have too.
Candle, you know, they don't drip anything. You know,
but if you put like alcohol or something in it, like rubbing alcohol, and set that on fire, that would drip out.
I mean, it just, you know, like this, like,
or if it was a flare, or if you put a road flare, that'll drip stuff off too.
Yeah, I mean, that would if you had a road flare, but I mean that you could tell, you know. And I don't think a Chinese lantern could lift a road flare.
No, but a helium balloon can.
Sure, a helium balloon, but then I mean,
well, that's what
a balloon.
Witchmadig and Gulf Breeze did. He would send up balloons with road flares on them. This was after he faked all the Polaroids.
What's his name?
I'll think of it in a second.
Yeah, dude.
He's a hoaxer. I'm sorry. I'm 100% convinced that guy's full of shit.
Yeah, I think he's a hoaxer too. You know. What's his name? Fucking Ed something.
Ed Walters.
Ed Walters.
We thought of it at the same time.
Yeah, Ed
Walters is a hoaxer.
You know, yeah, I think he's full of shit, dude. You know. Oh, so I'm watching a fucking documentary on Ed Walters, okay, on the fucking on that whole Gulf Breeze UFO incident or whatever, and it's halfway through this fucking documentary, they start showing a clip from fucking one of my videos, dude. I was like,
no way.
Dude, I'm like, it's fucking UFO proof, dude. I was like, I recognize my voice, motherfucker. Yeah, so I'm in some fucking Gulf Breeze documentary, dude. It was really, really good too, man. And I had no idea, dude. Hey, thanks for the fucking super chat, buddy. What do you think?
Thanks for what you said about the podcast, Harry, too. Yeah, I'll let you know when we release it.
Oh, you guys, who is Hannah McRoberts, and what pictures is Harry Toe talking about?
What do you think about?
You guys know this?
Robert's picture.
Hannah McRoberts. What the fuck? I can't go. I can't look it up. I can't look anything up because I'm doing this through my phone. So someone else look it up and tell me what the fuck it is.
Hannah McRoberts UFO photograph.
Yeah.
It looks like a hubcap.
What is it, like an old school picture or?
Yeah, it's 1981. It's blurry. It looks like a hubcap. Hold on.
I can send it to you on Hangouts. Or in fact, I can post it there, can't I?
There you go.
Right.
To me, it looks like a hubcap. No, I don't think it's not from a plane. It's from the ground. And it looks like they shot it with like remember those 110 cameras, the Kodak 110 with a little film cartridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom had one of those back in the 80s. It looks like one of those pictures.
And it looks like a fucking little flying disc UFO.
Yeah.
This is that's what it looks like to me, man. It could have been taken from a plane. I don't know.
Oh, shit. Oops.
I mean, it looks more like it was taken from the ground.
Yeah, to me. Well, yeah. If you look at the blow up at the bottom, it was taken from the ground. It looks like to me. You can see a hill and trees.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that cropped picture of it.
I like how they said that must be real because the author found the photographer and her husband to be middle-class, hardworking people. Their property was well kept. Okay. So if they mow the lawn every week with their John Deere tractor, they must be telling the truth.
Right?
His lawn was nice and trim. And then someone else comes out with an actual real video. That motherfucker hasn't mowed his lawn in 2 months. He's a fucking liar.
Yeah,
fake.
It's fake. There's dandelions in his lawn, man. He's a dandelion liar.
Yeah, UK lady is saying even psychopaths trim their grass, right? I mean, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, that's I don't think you can use that as an excuse.
No, I don't buy that for a minute.
It's fucking black. Fuck all that. Jax, how did you get booted?
He probably lost his connection.
Oh. Well, fucking
Bastard has crabgrass.
Yeah, right. That's a funny one. Right? Fuck, dude.
Actually, you know what I was thinking about before, Q? One documentary I really like is that one about the school in Melbourne, Australia.
Oh yeah, dude, Westwall or whatever.
Westall. Yeah, that's a really good documentary.
That's a really good. Yeah, it's interesting because you notice when one of the girls talks about seeing the UFO fly away, she says, well, it lifts up off the ground and then it turns to its side and flies away. And I'm like, that's just like fucking Bob Lazar has said the same fucking thing, and then the lady in Oregon who took the fucking UFO pictures from the 1950s, it's like a straight up flying saucer. Yeah.
That's a Trent. Actually, the town was Trent. But yeah.
She said it turns up on its side and flies away. There's so many people who say the exact same thing that Bob Lazar said. I just find that interesting that he would know something like that. But there's all these different people throughout the ages describing UFOs flipping up on their sides and flying away. The thing
about that documentary is people post it on YouTube and it stays there about a year and then it gets DMCA'd and taken down.
Right.
So you can never find the same link to it. I don't know if it's up now or not, but it's really good.
The Ariel School one in Zimbabwe, that's another good one.
Yeah. I don't think it's as good as the story, but it's interesting.
Oh, I think it's super interesting, dude.
Hold on, I can't get the name wrong or I'm going to get fucking sued, but I got to find it on Twitter. I believe I think Jason Colavato was tweeting about it. He's a UFO skeptic.
What do
you spell his fucking name? Colavito. Jason Colavito. Let's see if I can find it. I gotta get the name right, because this is a pretty scandalous.
They go out of their way to defy physics, and no one has decent video. See, that's not true. Actually, there are lots of decent videos out there. That's what people don't realize, is that there are actually tons of decent videos out there. You just have to fucking look for them. They do exist. You know, that's I don't think many people realize that they all think, oh, every video out there is a fuzzy green. No, it's not. There are videos out there of crystal clear fucking broad daylight UFOs. Trust me, they're out there. You gotta look around. But they do exist. Do you think that story about the cop chasing the triangle shaped UFO is true? Which one, the Illinois incident, or I mean, there's a couple of different incidents where they're saying, you know, the same thing, where cops are chasing triangle shaped UFOs.
I think the one in Illinois could be a blimp.
There's one in England where the cops they got out and they saw 2 triangle shaped UFOs, and like a ball of fucking light dropped down, a fucking like a laser beam came out of it and shit like that. Like, it was a real interesting story, dude. She's a UK lady is saying, awesome, I'm going to look for some later. I've just not seen them flipping up on their side. I actually posted a video of one flipping up on its side that's about the size of a tractor trailer or a tractor tire. And this guy in fucking South America somewhere was they're doing some construction work, and he looked up and he saw this fucking UFO just a couple feet away, you know, like fucking like the size of a tractor tire. And when it flies away, it actually flips up like a coin. It flips up on its side and flies away. I actually posted a video of that. It is true. There's also one of a UFO over Las Vegas that flips up on its side and does the same thing. There's one in there's a photograph from like the 1980s, I think, of a UFO flipped up on its side that was flying like that. There's a couple of them out there. Yes, it would definitely be exciting to to see that shit. You know, I mean, I've seen the videos of it happening in several different videos. So I mean, even like the gimbal UFO video, it seems to do that. It seems to flip up on its side. Did you ever check out the Zanfretta case? Yes, you did tell me. I did check that out, and I thought that was like a weird one about like a fucking monster alien or some shit. Some weird shit like that, right? Yeah, I think I checked out that fucking. I did check out that incident. I forget it. I'm trying to remember it though. Was that the one with the weird? I think it was like a weird monster alien or some shit. I forget.
Okay, I don't know if you've heard of this before, but on Twitter, and I have to make sure I get this name right, and I'm not the one making this claim. There's a story going around that Dr. David Jacobs, the abduction guy, hypnotized a woman to mail him her panties.
What?
Yeah.
No, I never heard of that.
He asked one person under hypnosis to send him her soiled panties to test DNA from her rapist to see if it had alien DNA.
What the fuck?
No, I had to make sure I got the name right.
Harry Toe is saying, so what's opinion on these things? Can be blimps or such, or electronic warfare of some kind of plasma. What the hell are you talking about, Harry Toe? These can be blimps? What do you mean? I don't understand. Oh shit, listen to this, you guys. UK lady saying, my mother witnessed glowing orbs that came into the house and changed colors during a sleepover at her house in the 1950s. About 15 people witnessed it.
I believe it. Could be ball lightning.
You know, that's true. It could be fucking UFOs as well, but it could very well be ball lightning as well.
See, I believe I've seen ball lightning.
Oh, really? I've wanted all my life to see ball lightning, and I've never seen it.
Yeah, that
I
would be
was
cool.
watching a
And I live in a country
thunderstorm.
that has more thunderstorms than anywhere else in the world, and I've still never seen it.
Well, when I was a kid, I was watching a thunderstorm out of the downstairs front window, and it looked like a ball about that size, maybe 12, 16 inches, maybe. And it looked like it bounced on the roof right opposite my house. So you were talking 40, 50 yards away at most.
Wow.
It actually bounced like a ball would, went down the road, hit the chimney of a house down the road, and flashed, and it was gone. And
Wow.
the following day, the house at the chimney had been blown off.
Wow.
No
That's a-
shit.
That's cool, man.
I
And
actually
it,
seen it. I think it was ball lightning, but I seen a giant ball of electricity travel across the fucking power line. And I think it was fucking, and it was during a thunderstorm. And I think ball lightning might have just occurred on it and traveled across it, you know. But I mean, it was definitely some form of, like ball electricity or whatever. I don't know if it came from the sky or if it just generated, the wire generated itself, but I have seen that happen before.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't seen either one. The only thing I have anywhere close is when Hurricane Isabel hit Washington D.C. I sat on my porch in Arlington, Virginia, and watched all the power transformers in town explode. And it was so bright you could see them reflecting off the clouds in the sky.
No shit, dude.
And everybody lost their power for like a week.
And now the videos of stuff we see are so identical. She said there was hundreds of them. They came in, floated around, and inspected them, changed colors, and then left the room. Oh, so that's definitely not ball lightning.
no,
Yeah, that
it's not
doesn't sound.
ball
That
lightning.
sounds like I don't know what that is.
That's cool, dude. That's interesting. No, Renee's saying, back in 1978, I saw a metallic diamond-shaped UFO here in San Francisco, where I live. I was 12 years old. Mind-boggling. I mean, like, I keep seeing and hearing about these diamond-shaped UFOs, like interesting, incidents that take place like all over the world. Some of them were black diamonds, UFOs. I mean, like, that's interesting that they have such different styles of UFOs, like pyramid styles and triangle and black diamonds or diamond shape, and I mean, that's fucking cool. I don't think that they're just a reverse engineered craft or something like that, or like the Cash Landum UFO incident.
That's another weird one.
Yeah, right. A UK lady is saying, sometimes I wonder if we are truly living in a simulation. I wonder the same fucking thing.
Yeah, Elon Musk wonders about that.
You're right. Exactly. So okay, so how long has this stream been going for, dude? Hold on. Did we hit the hour mark?
Oh, I think we're past that.
I think we're past an hour. What up, Robert and Kelly? How you doing?
Nearly an hour and 15, Carl.
Hour and 15. Okay. Well, yeah, I got some videos that I'm gonna post tonight, and then if you guys want to come back and do the live again tomorrow, if you guys have time, we're gonna try to do it early, right, Q?
Well, that would suit me great because, as I say, I'm in late. I'm in later on that day, so the earlier the better for me tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, let's try to do that, and I'll get some of those videos up, and we can discuss them. But I want to thank everyone for coming and joining us for our UAP Roundtable. We will be back tomorrow to finish our discussions, and we'll have some other videos to talk about. I want to thank everyone who came and joined us. Cubit, Cyrus, of course, Jackson, Tim, UFO Man, and everyone. Harry Toe, thanks for all the super chats, and Paul, Renee, all you guys, UK Lady, you guys, thanks for coming and joining us and sharing your stories. And we will share some more tomorrow. And don't forget, you want to come and share your story, just come and hit me up. Just let me know. You can email me. You can say it in the comment section. Buy some UFO proof merchandise. Just give me some fucking money, whatever. And I will see you guys next time. All right, UFO proof out. All right, later, you guys.
Bye.
Later.